A promise under the sun. It was the middle of July, and the heat sat heavy in the quiet neighborhood of Willow Springs. The kind of heat that made the air shimmer and the pavement feel like fire. Most kids stayed inside with cold drinks and cartoons, but not Lily. She was only 9 years old with messy hair tied up in a crooked ponytail and a big heart that didn't know how to stop caring. Lily sat behind a small table at the corner of Pine and Elms. On top of it sat a yellow plastic jug filled with warm lemonade, 3 paper cups, and a cardboard sign she had colored herself with pink crayons. It read, "Lemonade $1. For my best friend, Emma." Emma wasn't with her today. She hadn't been out for weeks. A quiet sickness had taken over her little body, something with a long name that Lily couldn't pronounce, only remember how it made Emma tired all the time. Her bones hurt, her eyes had lost their sparkle, and her smile, once full of stories and mischief, had faded. Emma needed treatment, something about travel, special doctors, and medicine that cost too much. Lily didn't understand it all, but she knew one thing. If she sold enough lemonade, maybe she could help. Maybe Emma would laugh again, run again, be a kid again. The first few cars rolled by without stopping. The drivers were in a rush. No one saw the small girl sitting in the sun with hope in her eyes. But Lily didn't give up. She waved every time, smiling like her heart depended on it, because in a way it did. By noon, she had made $7. It wasn't much. Not nearly enough. But to Lily, it was the beginning of something bigger. She counted the crumpled bills and loose coins carefully, placing them in a tiny tin box she had painted with glitter. Then a tall man in a suit stopped at the corner. He looked tired, his shirt stained with sweat, his phone glued to his ear. Lily stood up quickly and gave her biggest smile. "Would you like some lemonade, sir? It's cold." "Well, not really, but it's still good." The man glanced at her, paused, and shook his head. "Sorry, kid. I'm late." He walked away, but something about the way he looked back, just a little, gave Lily hope. Maybe tomorrow, she thought. Maybe he'll stop tomorrow. Suddenly, a gust of wind flipped her sign over. Lily jumped from her chair to fix it, placing a small rock on each corner. She looked up and noticed a woman walking slowly toward her, holding a cane and wearing a wide-brimmed hat. "Lemonade?" the woman asked softly, her voice like worn velvet. "Yes, ma'am." $1. "All the money is for my best friend Emma. She's really sick." The woman smiled gently and pulled a $5 bill from her purse. "I'll take one, and keep the change." Lily's eyes lit up as she poured the lemonade, her hands shaking a little from excitement. "Thank you so much. You're helping her. I just know it." The woman took a small sip, nodded, and leaned in. "You remind me of someone I once knew. Don't give up, dear. Good things find good hearts." Then she walked away slowly, leaving Lily with $5 more and something else. A little warmth in her chest that wasn't from the sun. But as the afternoon dragged on, the heat grew worse. Lily's lemonade got warmer. Her ice melted, and she hadn't had lunch. Still, she sat there watching every car, every footstep, waiting, praying. Then just before 3, something strange happened. A black motorcycle pulled up across the street. The engine cut off, and a man wearing a helmet stepped off. He was tall, dressed in black, and walked with a calmness that didn't match the heat or the noise of the street. He removed his helmet slowly, and when he looked up, Lily froze. Her mouth dropped open. She blinked twice. It was Keanu Reeves, not the actor on posters or the man in the movies. This was real. He was right there, his hair a little messy, beard scruffy, but his eyes kind, warm, curious. He saw her, looked at the sign, then walked across the street. Lily's heart thumped wildly. "Hi there," he said, his voice low but gentle. "Selling lemonade, huh?" She nodded quickly, almost too fast. $1, sir, for my best friend Emma. She's sick. Really sick." Keanu looked down at the sign, then at the lemonade. "How much have you raised?" Lily opened the tin box, proud. $12 so far. He smiled softly. $12. That's a powerful start. Then he did something that made Lily's breath catch. He reached into his back pocket and pulled out his wallet. He looked through it and placed a crisp $100 bill on the table. "I'll take 1 cup, please." Lily stared at the bill, her fingers shaking as she picked it up. Are you sure?" "Very sure." She poured the lemonade, with both hands, eyes wide and full of something she hadn't felt all day. Pure joy. Thank you so much." Keanu took the cup and raised it gently, like a toast. To Emma. And to good friends. Then he drank. And Lily, for the first time that week, smiled so big it reached her ears. But what she didn't know yet, what no one could have expected, was that this small moment would turn into something much, much bigger, because Keanu Reeves wasn't just passing through. He had plans, and Lily's little lemonade stand was about to become the heart of a story the world would never forget. Whispers of hope and wheels in motion after Keanu Reeves walked away. From the lemonade stand, Lily stood there frozen, holding the $100 bill like it was made of magic. It fluttered slightly in her hand, but she didn't move. She didn't even blink. A woman jogging by noticed and slowed down. "Hey, sweetie, are you okay?" Lily nodded, eyes still wide. "That was Keanu Reeves. He bought my lemonade." The woman laughed kindly. "Sure he did." And then she jogged on, thinking it was just a child's imagination. But it was real. Lily knew it. And when she finally sat back down, her whole body buzzing, she carefully placed the bill in her tin box and closed the lid. She whispered to herself, "Emma's going to be okay. I just know it now." That night, Lily ran home with her tin box clutched tight. Her mom, Jessica, was folding laundry when she burst through the door. "Mom, guess what? Keanu Reeves came to my stand. He bought lemonade and gave me $100. Jessica looked up, surprised and a little tired. "Honey, are you sure it wasn't someone who looked like him?" "It was him, Mom. I saw his face. His real face." He said, "To Emma and to good friends," and then he smiled. Jessica smiled too, but there was hesitation in her eyes. She'd been through too much to let herself believe in miracles easily. Bills stacked up. Emma's treatment still felt like a mountain. But her daughter's joy? That was real. And maybe, just maybe, it meant something more. The next morning, Lily went back to her lemonade stand. She added a little note under her sign that read, "Thank you, Mr. Keanu Reeves." She drew a small heart beside it and a picture of a cup. By noon, people started stopping. Not just one or two. Cars were pulling over, people were taking pictures, and someone even brought a mini cooler filled with ice to keep the lemonade cold. "We saw it online," a young woman said. "Keanu Reeves at a lemonade stand, we had to come see." Lily blinked. "Wait, online?" A man showed her his phone. There it was, a photo of Keanu Reeves at her stand, holding the lemonade, smiling. Someone must have snapped it from across the street. "This went viral, kid. It's all over. People are calling it the kindest moment of the summer." Lily didn't know what viral meant exactly, but she could feel it. Something big was happening. More people came. A lady from the local newspaper, a couple with a baby, an old man with a cane who said, "I haven't had lemonade since 1983, but today feels right." And then a van pulled up. It had a logo on the side. Channel 12 local news. A reporter stepped out with a cameraman. She knelt down beside Lily's table and smiled. "Hi, Lily. I'm Tasha from Channel 12. Do you mind if we talk to you on camera?" Lily swallowed nervously. "Okay, I guess." The reporter gently asked her questions. About Emma, about the lemonade, about Keanu. "He was really nice," Lily said. "He looked like someone who cares a lot. He gave me hope." And when the camera stopped rolling, Tasha leaned in. "You have no idea how many people need to hear your story." By the end of the day, Lily had raised nearly $600. Some people gave 10, others 20. A man in a suit dropped a $50 bill and didn't even take a drink. But Lily didn't let it go to her head. Every time someone donated, She'd whisper, "Thank you," and think of Emma. She knew her best friend was still in bed, tired, quiet, hurting. But now she had something more to bring than just coins. She had a growing army of kind strangers and a story that was spreading fast. That night, Jessica's phone rang. It was Emma's mother, Caroline. Her voice shook. "Jess, turn on the TV, turn it on now." They did. And there, right on the evening news, was Lily, her little face shining in the summer sun, telling the world why she was selling lemonade. And then, just after the segment ended, the anchor added something that made Jessica and Lily stare in shock. "We've just received word from Keanu Reeves' spokesperson. He has confirmed that he did visit the lemonade stand, and he's looking into ways to support Emma's treatment. He said, and I quote, 'Lily reminded me what kindness looks like. I want to help however I can.'" Lily dropped the remote. "He's going to help Emma, Mom. He's really going to help her." Jessica knelt down and hugged her tight. For the first time in months, tears came, but not from fear. From hope. The next morning, everything changed. Dozens of cars lined the street. People brought donations, coolers, umbrellas, and even folding chairs. Local businesses donated cups, fresh lemons, and ice. A local bakery made cookies to sell with. The lemonade and all the money went to the same cause. Emma. Then a silver car pulled up quietly. No cameras, no crowd watching. The door opened slowly, and there he was again. Keanu. This time, he wasn't wearing his helmet. His hair was tied back and his face looked tired but soft. Kind. Peaceful. He walked straight to Lily's table and crouched down beside her. "You've started something big, Lily. I just wanted to help my best friend." Keanu smiled and pulled out a small folder. "I made some calls. There's a specialist in Boston. They treat this exact condition. And there's a charity foundation that agreed to cover most of the cost." Lily's eyes widened. "But what about the rest?" "I'll handle it," he said gently. "All of it." Lily's breath caught in her chest. "Really? Really?" And then, for the first time in weeks, she didn't cry alone. She cried in Keanu's arms with her mom nearby, with people clapping quietly, with the world watching. But this story wasn't over. No, this was only the beginning, because Keanu had another idea. Something much bigger, something that would lift not just Emma, but many others like her. From kindness to movement, by the next morning, Lily's story had reached places far beyond her quiet street in Willow Springs. TV channels kept replaying the moment when Keanu Reeves hugged her, and newspapers called her the lemonade girl with a lion's heart. People from other cities, even other countries, sent messages and donations. Jessica's phone rang non-stop. Strangers offered help, and old friends reached out with tears in their voices. But none of that mattered as much to Lily as one thing. Emma was getting better. Caroline had called late the previous night. She was crying, but this time with joy. The specialist in Boston had already been contacted. Appointments were being made. The first treatment would begin in less than a week. And the cost? Completely covered. Keanu kept his promise, she whispered over the phone. Lily had stared out her window at the stars after that call, whispering back, "I told you he would." Still, even with so much good news, Lily didn't stop showing up at her lemonade stand. She knew the money for Emma had been raised, but something inside her told her this wasn't just about one girl anymore. This was about every kid who needed help and had no one to speak for them. The next day, Keanu returned. This time he brought someone with him, a woman named Maya. She wore a dark blue dress, glasses, and carried a laptop. "Hi, Lily," Maya said with a warm smile. "I work with Keanu. We're going to do something together, something big." Keanu knelt beside Lily. "How would you like to help more kids like Emma? How would you feel about turning this lemonade stand into something permanent, something real?" Lily blinked. "What do you mean?" Keanu leaned forward. "We want to build a charity. We want to name it after you. Lemonade for Lives. And you'll be the face of it. It will help sick kids get the care they need no matter where they live." Lily's hands trembled. "But I'm just a kid." "You're not just a kid," Keanu said. You're the reason hope spread in the first place. By that evening, a team of volunteers arrived. They brought tents, tables, sound systems, and even a bouncy castle. The small lemonade stand had become a full-blown event. Music played softly, banners flew high, and large boards told Emma's story. Keanu took the stage, microphone in hand. His voice was steady and heartfelt. When I first saw Lily at this corner, I stopped for lemonade. But what I really found was a reminder that kindness starts small, but when shared, it grows. Today we launch Lemonade for Lives, and it begins with one small girl who believed her friend deserved a second chance. Cheers broke out from the crowd. Lily stood beside Keanu, holding his hand tightly. The next few days passed like a dream. News outlets across the world shared the launch of the charity. Celebrities posted about it. Donations came flooding in. Children from all over made their own lemonade stands to join the movement. One boy in Texas raised $400 in a single day. A school in Canada hosted a lemonade week and sent in over $5,000. Keanu visited the hospital where Emma had been moved for her first treatment. He wore a simple hoodie and brought flowers. When Emma saw him, her eyes filled with light. "You're real," she whispered. He chuckled softly. "Very real. And so are the people who love you." Emma's hand reached out weakly, and Keanu took it gently. He sat beside her bed for over an hour, just listening. Not talking about movies or himself. Just listening to her stories, her fears, her dreams. And then, when Lily entered the room with a huge smile, Emma lit up completely. "We did it, Em," Lily said, her eyes wet. "We're going to help so many others, too." Emma's lips curved into the faintest smile. "You always believed." Outside the hospital, reporters waited. But Keanu didn't speak to them. He didn't need to. The story was already louder than any words. That night, Lily, Jessica, and Caroline sat in their small living room, sharing pizza and watching the news. A segment came on. Footage of other lemonade stands, clips from Keanu's speech, and a special message from a children's hospital in Ohio. They played a video of young patients holding signs that read, "Thank you, Lily." "Thank you, Keanu. Lemonade for Lives saved me. I believe in hope again." Jessica placed her hand over her heart. "Do you see what you've done, Lily?" Lily looked at the screen. "We did it for Emma, and now we're doing it for everyone." But the story wasn't done yet. The next morning, Maya arrived again, this time with news that took everyone's breath away. "We've been invited to the United Nations Children's Summit in New York. They want Lily to speak. They want the world to hear her message." Lily's jaw dropped. "Me? Why would they want me?" Keanu smiled. "Because your voice is the reason all this began." So, just like that, the little girl from Willow Springs who once sold lemonade on a hot corner was about to stand before the world's leaders. And in her hand she'd carry not just a speech, but every child's dream for a better tomorrow. The girl who carried the world's hope. 2 weeks later, Lily stood in front of the tall glass building in New York City, her fingers clutching a piece of paper with trembling hands. She looked up at the United Nations headquarters, where flags from different countries fluttered in the wind. Everything felt bigger than she could imagine, bigger than her street, bigger than the lemonade stand, even bigger than the news stories. But deep inside, she remembered why she was there. Emma, and every child like Emma who didn't have someone to fight for them. Keanu walked beside her. He didn't wear anything fancy, just a simple black suit, but everyone knew who he was. Still, he didn't act like a celebrity. He acted like a friend, a quiet protector. "You nervous?" he asked as they entered the hall. Lily nodded quickly. "It's okay," Keanu said. "You're not here to impress anyone. Just tell the truth, tell your story, and speak from your heart." Maya handed Lily a microphone headset and gave her a small thumbs up. "You've got this." The room was filled with important-looking people in suits. Cameras lined the back wall. Some delegates were already looking at Lily with curiosity. Others whispered softly to each other. When her name was announced, Lily James, founder of Lemonade for Lives. A soft round of applause filled the room. Lily stepped up to the podium. Her heart beat like a drum. Her palms were sweaty, but when she looked up, she saw one thing that made her feel calm. Emma was watching the live stream from her hospital bed. That was all she needed. Lily cleared her throat and began. Hi, my name is Lily. I'm 9 years old. And I'm not really good at big words, so I'll just say what I feel. Some of the delegates leaned forward, surprised by her honesty. My best friend Emma got really sick. I didn't know what to do, so I started selling lemonade to help her. At first, I only made a few dollars. But then a man named Keanu Reeves stopped by and he helped me believe we could do something big. Now we're helping more kids. We call it Lemonade for Lives. She paused. The room was so quiet you could hear her breath. I'm not a doctor or a scientist or a grown-up, but I know what it feels like to be scared. And I know what hope looks like. It looks like a cup of lemonade. And it looks like someone who stops to care. She glanced down for a second, then back up. Please don't forget us. Kids everywhere are fighting battles they didn't choose. They need help. And they need people to believe in them, even if they're small. When she finished, the applause started softly. Then it grew. People stood up. They clapped, not politely, but with hearts full of something real. Keanu stood at the back, clapping slowly, his eyes shining with pride. After the speech, reporters crowded around, asking questions. Leaders from different countries came to shake her hand. One delegate from Japan said, "You reminded us why we do what we do." And then, a woman in a gray suit, an ambassador from Germany, took Lily's hand and said, "How can we bring lemonade for lives to our country?" Maya smiled from nearby. "We're building something global, and this is the first step." In the days that followed, things moved fast. Too fast for Lily to understand completely. Within a month, Lemonade for Lives chapters opened in 6 countries. Thousands of kids were now part of the movement, holding their own lemonade fundraisers for children in need. Partnerships with hospitals, nonprofit groups, and media outlets began. Major celebrities offered endorsements, brands donated supplies, and a major toy company even created a Lily doll holding a tiny lemonade cup, with $1 from each sale, going to the cause. Emma continued her treatments in Boston. They were long, sometimes painful, but each time Lily visited, she brought drawings from other children, letters filled with hope, and videos of kids holding signs that read, "We believe in you, Emma." Emma would smile weakly and say, "I'm going to get through this, just watch." Meanwhile, Lily's quiet town changed too. The mayor held a celebration in her honor. A plaque was placed at the corner of Pine and Elms, calling it Lemonade Square, and the school she attended named a classroom after her. But through it all, Lily stayed the same. She still wore her crooked ponytail, still helped her mom wash dishes, and still whispered prayers for Emma every night. One evening, as the sun set and painted the sky orange and pink, Lily sat on her porch beside Keanu. "Do you think I did enough?" she asked. Keanu looked at her surprised. "Enough?" "Emma's still sick. And there are still kids out there who need help." He smiled. "You didn't just do enough, Lily. You started something that can't be stopped. That's the kind of change the world needs." Then he added softly, "And Emma, she's fighting because of you. Never forget that." Just then, Jessica walked out holding her phone. "It's Caroline," she said, eyes wide. "Emma wants to talk to you." Lily grabbed the phone quickly. "Hi, Emma." Emma's voice was weak but bright. "Guess what?" "What?" "The doctor says the treatments are working. He said I might be going home soon." Lily gasped. "Really?" "Really?" Tears filled Lily's eyes. "You're coming home. I told you we'd get through this," Emma said. "You never gave up." And for the first time in months, Lily laughed. Not just a small giggle, but a deep, full laugh. Keanu leaned back and looked at the sky. He didn't say anything. He didn't need to. The stars were beginning to appear one by one, and he knew this was only the beginning of something even bigger. The day Emma came home, it was a warm Saturday morning in Willow Springs, the kind that made the trees rustle softly and birds sing louder than usual. Lily sat at her old lemonade stand, which was now rebuilt with smooth wood and painted signs from local volunteers. A banner hung above it that read, "Welcome home, Emma." People gathered along the street. Some held small flags with hearts on them. Others wore t-shirts that said "Lemonade for Lives." Reporters set up cameras and local musicians tuned their instruments. The whole town had come alive, not for a concert, not for a festival, but for one small girl who had spent months fighting for her life. Emma was coming home. Lily had hardly slept the night before. She had cleaned the house with her mom, helped, baked cookies, and even wrote a long letter to Emma that she wanted to read out loud. She wore her favorite yellow dress, the same one she had worn the day Keanu bought her lemonade. Speaking of Keanu, he stood quietly by a tree, wearing sunglasses, and smiling gently at the scene. He didn't want attention. He was there just for Emma and Lily. A black van turned the corner slowly. The crowd went silent, and every head turned. The vehicle parked in front of the stand, and for a moment, the world seemed to pause. The door opened. Caroline stepped out first, helping Emma gently onto the sidewalk. Emma was thin, paler than before, and walked slowly, but she was standing, and more than that, she was smiling. Lily ran toward her and stopped just short, unsure if she should hug her. Emma opened her arms, and they hugged for a long time, both of them crying, but not from fear. From joy, from relief, from everything they had been through together. People clapped, some cried. A few took pictures, but most just watched in silence, knowing they were witnessing something special. Emma looked around and whispered, "This is all for me." Lily nodded. "All of it." Emma sat down carefully on a small chair beside the lemonade stand. Lily handed her a cup. "Your first lemonade back home." Emma took a sip and laughed. Still too sour. Everyone around them laughed too. After a short break, the mayor stepped forward and gave a short speech. "Today we welcome back one of our bravest citizens." Emma's journey reminded us of the power of friendship, the strength of community, and the magic that happens when people come together. And we owe it all to Lily. He turned to Lily. "This town is proud of you." Lily blushed and held Emma's hand tighter. Then it was time for Lily to read her letter. She stood on a small wooden crate and held the paper with shaky hands. "Dear Emma," she began, "I missed you every day. I didn't know how to fix anything. I just knew I wanted you to be okay. I tried my best, and then one day, Keanu came and bought lemonade. And that changed everything. Not just for you, but for lots of kids." Her voice cracked, but she kept going. "You made me brave. And I'm glad you're home." The crowd clapped gently. Emma wiped her eyes. "I'm glad too." After the celebration, Lily and Emma sat on the porch at Lily's house. They watched people leave, waving goodbye and promising to keep supporting the charity. "You're famous now," Emma teased. "No way. Keanu is famous. I'm just the lemonade girl." Emma nudged her. "No, you're the one who gave me a second chance." Just then, Keanu walked over and crouched beside them. "Hey, you two." "Hi, Keanu," they said together. He pulled out a small wooden box and handed it to Lily. "What's this?" she asked. "Open it." Inside was a key. Not just any key. It was shaped like a lemon with a small tag attached. The tag read, "Lemonade for Lives, Headquarters." Lily's eyes went wide. "What does this mean?" "We're building a real office," Keanu said. "A place where people can send help, where kids can come for support. And we want you to be the honorary director. Emma too." Emma's mouth dropped open. "Us?" "You two started this," he said. "You're not just part of the story. You are the story." Emma looked at Lily. "Are we old enough to be directors?" Keanu grinned. "Old enough to care. And that's what matters." The next few days passed in a blur. The new headquarters was announced online. Donations tripled. Schools everywhere asked how they could participate. Celebrities made videos thanking Lily and Emma, and even hospitals began partnering with the charity to offer faster help for sick children. But through all the noise and celebration, Lily never forgot how it started, with one paper sign, one jug of lemonade, and one sick friend, and one man who stopped to care. One night, Lily sat with her mom on the back porch, watching fireflies dance in the yard. "Mom?" "Yes, honey. Do you think I can keep doing this when I'm older?" Jessica smiled. "I think you'll do even more." Then Jessica pointed to the sky. "You see that star? That one right there? That's yours." "Mine?" "Yes. Every person who gives light to others has a star, and yours is shining brighter than ever." Lily stared up in silence. Keanu sat quietly in his hotel room that same night, reading a letter Lily had written him. It was simple, just 2 sentences. "Thank you for stopping that day. You didn't just help Emma. You helped me believe in the world." He folded the letter carefully and placed it in his bag, right beside his favorite book. The world was watching, and the journey wasn't over, because Lily and Emma still had something bigger to face. A challenge that would test their hearts, and a secret that was waiting to be uncovered. The secret behind the smile, the days after Emma's return were filled with joy, peace, and endless thank you letters from children and parents across the world. But something quiet was growing behind the scenes, something Lily couldn't quite explain. Emma had been doing better. She was walking, laughing, even helping Lily at the lemonade stand again. Every morning, they would set up side by side and greet people with cheerful hearts. But sometimes when the crowd left and things got quiet, Lily noticed something in Emma's eyes. Not sadness exactly, more like distance. A weight she couldn't see. One afternoon, after the last customer left, Lily asked softly, "Emma, are you okay?" Emma smiled, but her smile didn't reach her eyes. "Yeah, I'm okay." Lily tilted her head. "Are you sure?" Emma looked away. "There's something I didn't tell you, something the doctor said." Lily's stomach dropped. "What is it?" Emma took a deep breath. "The treatment helped. A lot. I'm stronger now. But there's still a part of it. A part of the sickness that didn't go away. The doctors said it's sleeping. They don't know if it'll wake up again. But if it does, I might get worse." Lily felt like the air had left her chest. She sat down beside Emma and held her hand tightly. "So, it could come back?" Emma nodded. "Yeah, but I didn't want to tell you before. I didn't want to ruin the good stuff." Lily stayed quiet for a moment. Then she whispered, "You didn't ruin anything. You made it all mean more." Emma looked at her in surprise. "Because now I know," Lily continued, "that we don't wait for perfect. We just do the best with what we have, every single day. That's what you taught me." Emma's eyes filled with tears. "I was scared to say it out loud." "Me too," Lily said, hugging her. "But we're in this together, always." Keanu had been quietly watching from across the street. He walked over slowly, his hands in his pockets. "Can I sit with you girls?" They nodded, and he joined them on the sidewalk, under the soft shade of the lemonade stand umbrella. "I heard what you said," he began gently. "Emma, I want you to know something. Strength doesn't come from being healthy. It comes from showing up even when you're scared." Emma wiped her eyes.
"How do you stay strong when you don't know what's coming?" Keanu thought for a moment. "You focus on what you do know. You have people who love you. You've already beaten the odds once. And now, you've helped build something that
"Will keep helping others, even if you're resting or healing or just taking it one moment at a time." Emma leaned against Lily's shoulder. "So we keep going?" Lily nodded. "Yeah, we keep going." And they did. Over the next month, Lemonade for Lives expanded faster than anyone imagined. New offices opened in London, Sydney, and Cape Town. Local governments offered support. Hospitals began using the logo to help raise awareness for rare diseases. A film company offered to make a documentary. And kids everywhere, from tiny villages to big cities, started their own lemonade stands. But the most unexpected moment came when Lily and Emma were invited to a global children's conference in Geneva. On the final night, a surprise guest appeared on stage. Keanu. He looked out at the crowd and spoke slowly, his voice deep and calm. Sometimes, we look for heroes in the wrong places, in movies and headlines, in people who seem bigger than life. But the real heroes are the ones who make us feel seen, the ones who choose kindness when they don't have to, the ones who show up like Lily and Emma. The audience stood and clapped for a long time. Lily and Emma stood beside Keanu on stage, holding hands, as lights sparkled above them like stars. But there was one more surprise that night. As they prepared to leave the stage, Maya handed Lily a small white envelope. "It's from someone you don't know," she said, "but she wanted you to have this." Lily opened it slowly. Inside was a letter, written in careful, wobbly handwriting. It said, "Dear Lily, I'm 9 years old too. My name is Anaya, and I live in a small village in India. I was very sick last year. My parents didn't know what to do. Then someone told us about Lemonade for Lives. We got help. Now I can walk again. I even dance. Thank you for not giving up. You saved me." Emma read over Lily's shoulder, and together they smiled through tears. After the conference back in Willow Springs, they returned to their quiet street. The world had changed, but their corner still felt the same. And yet something was different. Not just the plaque at the corner, not just the new lemonade sign, not even the thousands of people they had reached. It was something inside them, a quiet fire, a belief that no matter how hard the world got, they could always pour another cup of hope. And so they did. Every summer, every spring, even sometimes in winter, the lemonade stand would reopen. Sometimes Lily and Emma ran it together. Other times, new kids took the lead and Lily guided them. Keanu visited often. Sometimes he brought friends. Sometimes he stayed in the background, watching with a soft smile. But he never forgot. And neither did they, because a little girl's promise to her sick friend turned into a global wave of kindness. And that kindness? It never ran out, not even for a moment.